I say a romantic and intimate story about my first night with my wife, Nike, is a beautiful way to capture the emotions, excitement, and love between you two. I'll focus on the connection, the emotional bond, and the shared moments that make the experience special, while maintaining a respectful and meaningful tone. Here's a story that reflects the essence of love and intimacy on my first night with my wife Nike. Our first night together, a moment of love and intimacy. The wedding was magical. The vows had been exchanged. The celebrations were joyous. And as we made our way to our room, the reality that I was now married to Nike, the love of my life, began to sink in. She was by my side, her hand in mine, her smile as radiant as the stars above us. The whirlwind of emotions from the wedding had slowly settled, leaving us in the quiet, intimate space of our first night together as husband and wife. The walk to forever. As we entered the room, the world outside faded into the background, leaving only the two of us. The room was softly lit, with flickering candlelight casting a warm glow. The bed was adorned with rose petals, a symbol of the love we had nurtured and would continue to grow. I glanced at Nike, who looked breathtaking, her wedding dress flowing elegantly around her. Her beauty was mesmerizing, but it was the love in her eyes that took my breath away. Standing there, with the door closed behind us, I realized that this moment wasn't just the beginning of a new chapter. It was the start of a lifetime together. The air was filled with the anticipation of the night, but more than anything, there was a sense of peace, knowing that I was with the woman I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. I walked over to her, gently taking her hand in mine. Nike, I whispered softly, I can't believe this is real. We're married. She smiled up at me, her eyes shimmering with emotion. It feels like a dream, she said, her voice barely a whisper, as if speaking too loudly might shatter the magic of the moment. Unveiling the night. As the night unfolded, we moved slowly, savoring every second. Nike stood before me as I gently helped her out of her wedding dress. There was something sacred about the way we moved together, like an unspoken understanding that this was more than just a moment. It was a promise, a commitment, a deepening of the love we already shared. Once she was out of her dress, she stood there in a simple, elegant nightgown, her natural beauty shining through. I could see a mixture of excitement and nervousness in her eyes, and I felt the same. It wasn't just about the physical intimacy. It was about the emotional connection, the trust, and the vulnerability that came with sharing such a personal moment. I reached out, cupping her face gently in my hands, and kissed her softly. That kiss wasn't rushed or driven by passion. It was tender, filled with the love we had nurtured from the very beginning of our relationship. As our lips met, I felt the warmth of her body close to mine, and I knew that this was where I belonged, right here, with her. A night of connection. The first night was not just about the physical act of being together. It was about the way our hearts connected in a deeper way than they ever had before. We talked, laughed, and shared stories about our wedding day. Every moment was filled with joy and love. Lying next to each other, we reminisced about our journey together, about how every step had led to this very night. The physical closeness we shared felt natural and deeply intimate. As I held Nike in my arms, I could feel the beating of her heart matching mine, as if our souls had finally come together. The softness of her skin, the warmth of her body, and the way she fit perfectly against me felt like home. We kissed deeply, exploring each other in a way that was new yet familiar. There was no rush, just a quiet, beautiful unfolding of our love. Our bodies moved together in a dance that felt both passionate and gentle, filled with the kind of tenderness that only comes from a deep emotional connection. Every touch, every kiss, every moment felt like a celebration of the love we had shared for so long. Being physically close to Nike wasn't just about passion, it was about the trust, respect, and love that had brought us together. As the night went on, we held each other close, cherishing the fact that we were now bound together as husband and wife. The morning after, waking up together, the next morning, I woke up to find Nike still nestled in my arms, her head resting on my chest, her soft breathing filling the quiet room. There was something so peaceful about waking up next to her, knowing that this was the first of many mornings we would share together. I kissed the top of her head, breathing in the scent of her hair, feeling overwhelmed with gratitude that she was mine. When she stirred awake, she looked up at me with a sleepy smile. "Good morning, husband," she whispered playfully, her eyes sparkling with the same love that had been there the night before. "Good morning, wife," I replied, leaning down to kiss her softly. We spent the morning wrapped up in each other, savoring the quiet intimacy of just being together. The world outside seemed so far away, and we were content to stay in bed, enjoying the warmth of each other's company. It was a peaceful, slow start to the day, filled with love and affection. The days that followed, were filled with more of the same, deepening our bond, both emotionally and physically. Every day with Nike felt like a new adventure, a new way to discover each other, whether we were exploring new experiences together or simply enjoying the comfort of being close. Our connection grew stronger with every passing moment. We spent our days laughing, talking, and dreaming about the future we would build together. At night, we would hold each other close, the intimacy between us deepening as we shared more of ourselves with each other. Our physical closeness was an extension of the love we felt, a way to express all the emotions that words couldn't quite capture. Being with Nike wasn't just about passion, it was about the quiet moments, the gentle touches, and the deep love that we shared. Every night, as we lay in each other's arms, I felt a sense of peace, knowing that I had found the person I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, a lifetime of love. As I look back on that first night with Nike, I realize that it was the beginning of something truly special. It wasn't just about the physical connection, it was about the emotional intimacy that came from being vulnerable, from opening ourselves up to each other in a way that only true love can allow. Our love story is one that will continue to unfold, day by day, night by night. And while that first night will always hold a special place in my heart, I know that it was just the start of a lifetime of love, passion, and connection with the woman who means everything to me. This romantic story captures the essence of love, intimacy, and emotional connection between you and Nike on your first night together. It highlights the beauty of the bond you share, focusing on the tenderness, trust, and respect that make a marriage truly special. Let me know if you'd like to add or change anything.